Alright. George Nissan. It's been so freaking long. Indeed. Ah, Jessica-chan. It's been a year since I saw you. Okay, so this is Jessica. You've gotten taller again, haven't you? Why does everybody have a foreign name? Kya-ha-ha. Don't give me that. It's embarrassing when you say it every year. Hey, Aniki. You've got to be kidding me. Is that really Jessica? Wait a sec. George? Is this big guy Battler? We both stared at each other. She definitely didn't look like that in my memories, but I do remember her crazy way of talking. Yo, Jessica! What's this now? You're kidding me. You look like a woman now. What are these? Boobs? Even you managed to get a chest. Well, keep trying, Battler-kun. You might get some boobs too. Let me rub 'em. Wait, what? Don't screw around with me. I'm a blushing flower of 18. Of course, my hair grew longer and I got these. Congratulations. Wait, you think I got boobs just to be fondled by you, loser? And speaking of you, sure, you got all ridiculously huge, but did you get a bit stronger too? Don't screw with me. I'll show you how much training I've done since back then. Kick his ass. You're pissing me off. I'll beat you at your own game. You gonna grow some bigger boobs? This headstrong girl's name is... Nantoka Shika. Yeah, I can't... The first one's usually Ju. How is it read Je? She was born under the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same kind of weird name. Anyway, Jessica is pronounced Jessica. She's Dad's older brother's daughter. Dad's older brother's daughter, okay. That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Ushiromiya family, so for now, it means Jessica is the direct family heir. Since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other, we've always been used to fighting and joking around whenever the relatives gather. Jessica grew more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. When we scuffled in a contest of strength, it usually went Jessica's way. So even though I realized I'd grown bigger, part of my mind was still convinced that I couldn't beat Jessica. Get wrecked. Whoa! What are you getting all serious for? Oh, whoa. Hey, this is nothing. Jessica, you've gotten weak. Shut up. I'm a girl. So of course I couldn't beat a guy with physical strength forever, right? Well, you've got a point there. The meat I put on my arms all went to your chest. Indeed. It looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength between my arms and your boobs, don't you think? Sure. I told you my boobs aren't for you to feel up. How many times am I going to say boobs in this episode? Besides, how about you? Oh god. Did your cute little elephant-san get a bit bigger to go with the rest of you? Jesus. Stop it, idiot. No, you perv. I'll be ruined for marriage. Don't touch my crotch. What's wrong with this family? Don't say stuff people are gonna misinterpret. Honestly, I was so surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to joke around like an idiot to hide it. Well, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone would be surprised. And I guess she's just as surprised. She probably wasn't expecting to lose to me in a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must be shocked at how much I've grown in the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown just what a huge gap of time that was. Crap. Total defeat. It's like I'm no match for you anymore. That's not true. Even Battler-kun must have his weaknesses. Right, Maria-chan? Ooh! Fall! Fall! Get wrecked. Shh! Cut it out, Maria. Let's keep that a secret, okay? Fall! The hell are you talking about? Heh heh. Sorry, but there's no chance you'll see that weakness of mine now. After all, the nightmare plane trip is already over and done with. Only thing left is the nice, quiet splashing of the boat ride. I never thought I'd start loving that piece of junk boat this much. Ihihi. Huh? George Nissan? Is there something wrong with his head? Probably. You'll understand soon. Very soon. At the time, I didn't get what Aniki meant by that big smile. What have we here? Oh! Patla-san, how big you've grown. Who's it this time? Seriously. It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, that takes me back. I remember now. You remember her, right? It's Kumasawa-san, the servant. I could never forget you, Kumasawa-ba-chan. Oh god, that's a difficult name to say. After all, you haven't aged a bit in these past 6 years. I was born old. If anything, I'd say you're looking younger than ever. Ho ho ho. Lately my skin's been getting quite smooth and silky. And look, hasn't my chest gotten bigger as well? How'd you like a little feel? You're kidding, right? My breast fondling is strictly limited to bouncy girls. You never know until you try, Battler-kun. Oh, I was quite bouncy in my youth. Don't be shy. Fondle to your heart's content. The hell am I reading? Gah, give me a break. It's girls I'm looking for, not grannies. Indeed. The jokes I'd cracked about Jessica were being turned against me. Come to think of it, Kumasawa has always been the type to tease people. She's already my favorite granny. Kumasawa-san, stop that now. People with one foot in the coffin shouldn't jump around. To sport with the young is the most rejuvenating medicine. Ho ho ho. Yeah, she's my favorite. It's rare for you to come pick us up, Kumasawa-san. I wonder what's gotten into you. Usually your lumbago kicks in whenever someone gives you a job to do. Giggle. Ho ho ho, Eva-sama. You're as harsh as ever. I found myself with some urgent purchases to make, and while I was at it, I thought I would come welcome you all. Although, it does give a bad impression if the one waiting to greet you is a decrepit old woman. Ho ho ho. Aunt Eva spoke sarcastically, but Kumasawa-ba-chan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly deflecting that comment. Well, it feels bad to say it, but old Kumasawa-ba-chan may be past her prime as a servant. She might act as though she's in good health, but between the headaches and her lumbago, her body is wearing out. To tell the truth, the very fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she this year again? She must be pushing 80 at least. She's still got another good 20-30 years in her. It's incredible that she's still able to act so cheerily. You just seem to get more and more lively. Oh, that's right. Here you are. It's the tea I told you about before. Look, I bought you some. Please, do try it later on. Aunt Rosa took a souvenir bag out from her suitcase. To think that she remembered a promise that she'd apparently made last year and faithfully bought it. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Aunt Rosa. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Kumasawa-ba-chan seemed deeply touched, not only that Aunt Rosa had remembered this year-old promise, but that she would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kumasawa Chiyo-san. Okay. She's a senior servant who's been working at the Ushiromiya head family household for many years. As you'd expect from someone her age, manual labor isn't her strong point, but she's a kind of super servant who can handle just about anything else, from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry. It seems like her only flaw is a tendency to slack off. I think you've earned that right when you're still working when you're 80. I hear she tries to get away from heavy or troublesome work by playing up her chronic diseases. I mean, I would too. In Kumasawa Ba-chan's case, this was probably a sign of craftiness rather than laziness. Though it probably doesn't impress those paying her salary. Ah well, even if she's pretty flaky when it comes to work, I could never dislike her. I guess that's probably because of her cheerfulness and her constant smile. Hey, glad to see you're still in fine spirits. How's your back doing then? Even with the medicine, it's not getting one whit better. According to the doctor, nothing can be done for this one. It's what you might call an incurable disease. Ho ho ho. Anyway, Jessica-chan just keeps getting prettier. Good thing she takes after Natsuhine-san. Really? Personally, I don't think we look alike at all. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents. Because I got zero respect for them. Now, you shouldn't say such things. Giggle. Though there are quite a few people who don't want to be like their parents in our family. Like all of them. Ah, that's me. You sure as hell better not take after me. Your nose looking like mine already pisses me off. What are you talking about? You're surprisingly alike, you and father. Come on, you can't be serious. Just how am I like Dad? You're a lot like him, especially in how arrogant and prideful you are. Father's blood is especially strong in you and Nii-san. Wouldn't you say, Rosa? Oh, absolutely. Kraus Nii-san and Rudolf Nii-san are almost unbelievably like Dad. Alright already. Why am I the only one under fire from the girls? Hideyoshi Nii-san, give me a hand please. My, Rudolf-kun, you're always so popular with the ladies. I'm jealous. Wahahaha, I like him. He's very wholesome. Ho ho ho! As usual, you're popular enough to make me jealous. Well then, everyone, shall we head over to the boat? Yes, let's go. Come now, Maria-san, let's get on the boat together, okay? Get on the boat together! Ooh! Everyone, gets on together! Ooh! Hell yeah! This time around, I'm not gonna be scared. I'm used to being shaken by the waves. With that piece of junk fishing boat, I'm less afraid of the shaking than the engine breaking down and the boat drifting off. Oh yes, Battler-kun, I forgot to tell you. That fishing boat was completely worn out, so it was taken out of commission a few years back. Now we get taken to the island in a different boat. Oh, right. It's Battler's first time in the new boat. It's super comfy. And frickin' fast. It can go at crazy high speeds. Oh, that means less travel time, right? That sounds great. Having to worry about sinking is less scary than being on a plane, but it'd still be awesome to get it over with as quick as possible. Ooh. Is Battler going to go fall again? That's only on airplanes. Everything's fine now. Anyway, it's the captain's pride and joy, a kind of modded high-speed boat. Yeah, let's go. Seems he's got it pretty souped up. He was bragging about how he attached 4 base high-efficiency propellers to make it break 40 knots or something like that. I'm gonna pretend to know what any of that means. He talks about it all the time, so I've sort of memorized the spiel. Yeah, I've got it memorized too since we hear about it every year. The captain says he's been obsessed with modding ever since he lost a speed contest with a foreign boat ages ago. According to him, that opponent managed to break 30 knots with just a fishing boat. And his thirst for a revenge match got him to build an awesome all-new super high-speed modded boat. I'm sure you'll just love it, Battler. Super high-speed modded boat? My first thought was that this would be much nicer than some beat-up boat that might sink at any moment. But for some reason, I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it. Ooh! High speed! Hey Battler, maybe you should just swim to the island. Battler-kun, you shouldn't lean over the railing too much. You might fall. Ooh! Fall! Fall! Damn it! So this is why you were all grinning back there. So this is the super high-speed boat that the captain started modding. Oh yes, that piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold a candle to this guy. Whoa, it's shaking, it's shaking, it's shaking! Gotta fall, fall, fall! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Gotta fall, fall, fall! If I fall, I'll land in the ocean and drown. Where's the parachute? I mean, where's the buoy? Give me a life jacket! Wah ha 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 ha! Battler, what the heck are you doing that for? Wah ha 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 ha! Jessica-chan, Maria-chan, it's not nice to tease. Battler-kun, if you're scared, then just don't come out on the deck. I think you'll be able to calm down a bit if you go inside the boat. That's a no thank you, Aniki. Shipwreck victims are always the ones inside the boat. The survivors are usually those on the deck during the accident. So I'm staying right here. But it's shaking. I'm gonna fall! Whoa! Get wrecked. Shake! Gonna fall! Ooh! Maria! I told you to behave yourself. But Battler-kun, it really looks like you really can't handle it. I'll go tell the captain to slow down for you. Whoa, Aunt Rosa, thank you. I can tell you that safe, slow driving is definitely the way to go. Even on the sea. Heh. Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations are important for young men. Isn't that right, Battler-kun? You'd better be able to overcome a little scare like this. Otherwise, you'll never be able to go to Egypt with your aunt. Whoa, I never. You're so mean. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. Life jacket, parachute. Whoa. What the hell is he doing? Wait. I've got to spin it around and think that way. What's the enemy aiming for? Is he doing this to scare me? If that's what he's aiming for, too bad. Like hell, I'll be scared. But no, I'm gonna fall. So, after I made a huge fool of myself for a while, Aunt Rosa had a talk with the boat captain, and he slowed down to a more manageable speed for me. That's a bit better. Thought I was gonna die earlier. Apparently the max speed I can tolerate is extremely slow. But that just now was completely insane. The whole boat was shaking, sliding and leaping on the ocean's surface. Felt like I was riding on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing, tired and disheartened. I lost in that strength contest earlier, but I'm glad to know I'm no worse off where it really counts. But seriously, Ha 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 ha. Damn it, go ahead and laugh. One of these days I'm gonna find your weakness and get back at you. And then your boobs will be mine to squish. Sure. Ah ha ha ha. Yeah, sure, good luck with that. Wah ha ha ha. Ooh. Battler, all week. Yeah, battler, all week. I want to die on land, not in the ocean or the sky. Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank as usual, but I realized that she wanted to console me. Battler-kun, the captain's throwing in drinks to make up for this. Would you like one to calm yourself down? George Aniki and Kumasawa Ba-chan brought us all ice-cold cans of soft drinks covered with beads of water. Judging from Kumasawa-san's big grin, our parents inside the boat were probably all rolling around laughing at my moment of pure terror. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed, I can't bear to face any of them. If I didn't change the subject somehow, I had the feeling that I'd be the butt of everyone's jokes for the whole trip, so I tried to think of something harmless to talk about. Hey, Jessica, how are Uncle Kraus and Aunt Natsuhi doing? My old man and Mom? Unfortunately, they're fine. Though every other word out of their mouths is study, study, which pisses me off. I'm so jealous since it doesn't look like Uncle Hideyoshi or Uncle Rudolph would say stuff like that. Ha ha ha, oh no. Before I had my exams, my parents kept pressing me about it over and over. I thought it was annoying them, but now I'm grateful. Ha, I knew it. You really are awesome, Aniki. Anyway, I have to look after myself. No one tells me what to do. Well, it's not like I'd listen if they did. Hee hee hee. Battler-san, have you still not returned to your parents' home? Well, I kinda go back now and then. I've got lots of clothes and stuff left at the house I was living in until recently. Ooh? Battler has 2 houses? Something like that. Why? Why do you have 2 houses? Ooh. Ooh? Only Maria, who couldn't really grasp the situation, voiced this naive question. However, the others just shot nervous glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer. Maria? Look, you can see the harbour now. Look, over there. Can you see it? Ooh! Saw the harbour! Saw the harbour! Apparently, Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. Oh, are we finally going to arrive? Ah well. I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable to have it treated like some kind of weird taboo. I don't mind it that much myself anymore. I may be a member of the Ushiromiya family, but the truth is that for these last 6 years, I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side, and I've even been using her family name. When those grandparents passed away one after the other, I basically had no choice but to go back and live with the old bastard. Don't get me wrong. I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirie-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the way that old bastard betrayed my mum. Well, unfortunately, I still haven't fully gotten over that. Ahem. We'll be getting there soon. George Aniki cleared his throat, trying to change the subject. Please forgive my indiscretion. It seems this old woman has said too much already. If I have hurt your feelings... Heh, I don't mind it, and no one's feelings are hurt. Don't worry, Kumasawa-ba-chan. Kumasawa-san seemed to regret speaking out of turn. But I was more concerned about being worried over for something like that, so I stood up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had a sip of my drink and headed over to Maria and Jessica, who were gazing at the silhouette of the island. Ooh! Battler! I saw the island! Saw the island! There! 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 Ooh! 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 Where is it? Oh, I see it now. Even after 6 years, the island hasn't changed a bit. The small island's silhouette in front of us had gotten pretty close. The island's name is Rokkenjima. It's a small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think that there are only 7 islands, but that's not true. There's actually several more, and Rokkenjima is one of the minor islands that doesn't get counted. Even if that weren't the case, I doubt you'd find many people who knew about this island. Only people connected to the Ushiromiya family ever go there. In other words, outsiders and tourists never have any reason to care about it. So you'll never find this island's name in a travel brochure. After all of Rokkenjima is an estate possessed by the Ushiromiya head family. Only the Ushiromiya family lives there, and only the people connected to the Ushiromiya family come and go to and from there. There's nothing there except a harbour and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Sounds fun. Such a waste when it could be made into a nice golf course or something. No, don't touch it. However, when you realize that the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. You've probably guessed by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushiromiya family is just rolling in dough. The head family apparently possesses a vast fortune, and Dad and the others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses. I've been living a commoner's life at my grandparents' home these 6 years, so I'd completely forgotten. But the old bastard's house really is elegant, and everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish tastes of the annoyingly rich. Come to think of it, I guess that makes George Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and me wealthy, high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us think of ourselves that way at all. I don't see myself as being rich, and George Aniki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't let himself get too comfortable. Jessica is always complaining that she'd rather move to the city than be rich. And Maria is still a kid who isn't even interested in money at all. Does that attitude really make us any less snobbish? From the perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really have been blessed with a lot. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't. Anyway, it's the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family, and I don't think it's really something to be envied. It can be pretty trying when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your merits. As I pondered these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaned over the railing. Ooh! Gone! What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop something? Ooh! Gone! Gone! Ooh! 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 Maria kept yelling, "Gone! Gone!" At first, it sounded as though she had dropped something, but while she shouted, she also pointed out over the ocean. What's wrong? What's gone? I'll look for it too if you want. What is it? If she'd dropped something, she would have probably looked down at the floor, but Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume by that gesture that she had spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Aniki, who comes here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a toddy or something on top of a small crag around here? That's right. It was definitely there. I remember it well since, as we got closer to the island, it's the first thing that greeted us, like a landmark. Wow, you're amazing, Battler. Even though it's been 6 years, you remembered. It was here, wasn't it? I remember too. The tutelary god's shrine and that toddy-like thing were standing all alone on that crag. And now that you mention it, they are gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were still there last year. Gone! Gone! Ooh. Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crag, so it probably got worn away over time. Well, that's my theory too. It was last summer that it disappeared. But they say an enormous lightning bolt came crashing down one evening and smashed the shrine. The fishermen whisper that having a thunderbolt fall upon our honored tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune. Kuwabara, Kuwabara. Kumasawa-san smiled impishly, as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. However, Maria apparently took this seriously and stared fixedly over the ocean to where the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be. A portent of misfortune. Ooh. Enough, Kumasawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to get that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary's gonna happen. George Aniki put a hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't waver. Misfortune. Misfortune. Maria muttered that word over and over. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit that Maria's had for a long time. However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy. Hey now, Maria. If you say it over and over like that, misfortune will really end up happening, you know. I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared into my face, and spoke unblinkingly. Ooh! Misfortune is coming. Winter is coming. Huh? And just where is it coming from? I answered light-heartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held a finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw the sky was still just as cloudy, but it had grown a great deal more leaden than it had been that morning. That's right, they were saying that a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if this storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Well, I guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. Ooh. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in this cloudy sky. She's been muttering that non-stop for a while now. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. She's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. For all we know, this might be due to her childish, sensitive nature. It's okay, Maria-chan. The weather might get worse tonight, but tomorrow it'll clear up and become a pretty blue sky. Ooh, pretty blue sky. Ooh. That's right, by tomorrow it'll be a pretty blue sky. There's no rain that doesn't end, and no clouds that never clear. Ooh, rain that doesn't end, clouds that never clear. Ooh. I know the typhoon's coming, but soon it'll go away. It'll be okay, Maria. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maria started yelling, ooh, ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world is Maria trying so desperately to warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. I've heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, but that it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest one of us all, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth. Rumor has it that long ago, Rokkenjima was... Kumasawa-san? Let's not talk about that now. Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story, Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was extremely firm for her. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity. But judging by the look on Jessica's face, whatever Kumasawa-ba-chan was likely to say would probably make Maria even more uneasy. If I did try to press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery. Ho ho ho, I do apologize about that. The wind here is hard to bear for the elderly, so if you would excuse me for now. Gossipers have no reason to hang around after they've been told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Oh, I just want to get to the island, come on. Since he'd arrived mid-conversation, he'd completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that had hung about the scene. So he refreshingly and unwittingly swept that atmosphere aside. So, in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood. Looks like we're almost there. Okay, just a bit more. Took forever at the speed we went today, didn't it? Wonder whose fault that was. Get wrecked. Oh, Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already. Ta ha ha. Ha ha ha. Come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Battler here, it's taking forever. Thanks, Battler. Ooh. Maria probably thought everyone was refusing to listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful expression. As she did, George Aniki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly. Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of, because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Go ahead and say it. Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Yes, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're with each other. Ooh. That's right, exactly what George Aniki said. If we stick together, there'll never be anything at all to be afraid of. Right, Jessica? Yeah, no doubt about that. What George Nissan says is always true, Maria. Ooh, George Oni-chan, always true. Yes, I don't lie. So trust me, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, George Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, not afraid. Maria jumped into George Aniki's arms and hugged him tightly. After Aniki patted her head, she jumped away again. Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria. Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, because we're together. Ooh. Yes, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong, and that's awesome. Ooh, I am awesome. Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? Ha ha ha, well, something like that. We'll be arriving soon. The harbour was already drawing near. Come on, let's get to the island. Oh, thank God. What's that, 10:30? Is that significant? Alright. It's been a long one, but I really wanted to get to the island. We are at the island, so I'm going to end this episode here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!